Now for the next experiment, we're going to be using these little white beads and this blue fuzzy stick. And yours might be a different color than this blue one, but this is called a fuzzy stick. Some people call it a pipe cleaner, but it's a fuzzy stick. And we do all kinds of art stuff with this. Now what we want to do is we want to put the little white beads on the end, okay, of our fuzzy stick. So you can do it this way, or you can pick it up with your hand, pick them up with your hand, and then feed them right on, okay? Just thread them right on to your fuzzy stick, okay? Just like I've done right here. Then we can put them at the end of your fuzzy stick. Now these little white beads, they're called radiation indicator beads, and they have a chemical inside of them which allows them to turn colors in the presence of ultraviolet light. Now, where do we get ultraviolet light? Well, the ultraviolet light comes from the sun, and that's part of the electromagnetic spectrum. And part of the visible light is that spectrum as well. And gamma rays are particles of light, and X-rays, but the ultraviolet light is what we're going to test for. In the presence of ultraviolet light, these little white beads are going to turn some colors. Now, I have a very special flashlight, and the flashlight will give us ultraviolet light coming out of these 100 LEDs right here. So let me shine them on my, oh, look at what happened. Oh my, look at that. And they turn wonderful colors. Now that is pretty cool. Look at how they turn pretty colors. Now, you will notice that in the presence of ultraviolet light, and you can go outside, even when it's a cloudy day, ultraviolet light goes right through the clouds. But in a nice sunny day without any clouds, they will be just as bright as they can be. From the hours of 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 o'clock in the afternoon is the time when we get most of the UV light comes from our sun during those hours. In the early morning hours, these little white beads are going to start to turn colors in the early morning hours. And in the middle of the day, between 10 and 2, then they're going to get as dark as they'll ever get, and they're bright. And around 4 o'clock, they're going to start turning, they're going to dim down a little bit until the sun goes down. Some interior lights will make these little white beads turn colors as well. Now, ultraviolet light is good for us only if we don't stay outside too long, because it'll give us sunburn. We don't want sunburn. Sunburn destroys our skin. And we need some ultraviolet light because our skin produces vitamin D for us, in which we all need. So that is a very interesting experiment. You can also take these little white beads and put them in a little bag. And then how do we protect ourselves against getting sunburn? Well, we put sunblock on, don't we? Well, you can put these little white beads in a plastic bag, in a baggie, and then put your sunblock and spread the sunblock over the baggie and see if the little white beads, when you go outside, see if they stay white. If they stay white, then you know that your sunblock is working and it's blocking the ultraviolet light that we don't want to get our skin burned by. So that's interesting. You can also check the windows of your car to see some windows, like the front windshield, will filter out ultraviolet light. But most of the side windows in a car, they won't filter out UV light. Also, you could check your eyeglasses or your sunglasses, and they should, if they're ultraviolet light, if they're UV protected, they will guard you against your eyes getting a lot of ultraviolet light. So these are called radiation indicator beads. They're an indication of ultraviolet light. We can't see ultraviolet light with our eyes, but these little beads, these little white beads, they will turn colors in the presence of ultraviolet light. Now you can use this. You can use this as a little bracelet, okay, on your arm, okay? You can have somebody help you do that. Or you can use it as a zipper pull on your book bag or your backpack. but you can watch it, and these will turn colors and go back to white about 50,000 times. And so they'll last a long, long time. If you keep them outside all day long for many, many days, then they're going to run out of that chemical energy and they'll just turn gray. But have fun with these, and remember, that's part of the electromagnetic spectrum that we get from the sun, and ultraviolet light is one of those things that we do get from our sun. You'll have fun with these.